Winston Cup Racing from the North Carolina Speedway on TNT. Brought to you by Chevrolet. Wherever there's a winner's circle, we'll be there. By McDonald's. And Singular, the wireless company that fits you best.
We are past halfway today in the Pop Secret 400, Rockingham, North Carolina. Bill Elliott is your race leader.
Is it my imagination or I smell popcorn?
No, you do.
When you just said that.
You do. It's one of those things they do here every year.
Pumping it through the vents?
Yes, must be, because I smell it as well.
Look out, BP smells food. Jimmy Johnson is 4 6/10 seconds behind the leader. That's the gap first to second. Now for 6th place, Ryan Newman.
Oh, he gets blocked behind Steve Park.
Oh, he hates that.
Going to make another run at him here.
And Sterling Marlin, that 40 car is right there.
They've been out there for long enough on these tires, and this is where the four-wheel slide, who slides the least, comes into play.
Yeah, you have to give the guy a lot of room if you're going to pass him down on the bottom of the racetrack, because your car will slide a long ways.
Remember Ryan Newman involved in an incident back at lap 84 with Jeff Gordon, where they banged fenders about 3 times in a couple laps. End result, Gordon spinning Newman out. Jeff was penalized a lap for that. Newman fell back to 25th place at the time.
It's the spot.
Put him back to 6th spot.
Ryan starting on pole today, leading the opening 47 laps.
You know, 48 car was it seemed like before this last lap was better on the long run. That's where he really started to shine.
But this time it looks like the 19 in Mayfield is better.
Yes, sir.
So Jeremy back to 2nd place. Best finish at Rockingham for Mayfield. 5th place run. The spring race, 1999. Caught him in a wreck here this year's first race back in February. You know, the Everham teams, when Ray Everham left Jeff Gordon and Hendrick Motorsports to go form this operation, a lot of folks thought, boy, there's going to be a lot of success here, and it's going to be big and it's going to be fast. It's taken longer for Ray to get his teams to where he wanted them to be than even he expected, but it sure seems like they're there now.
Yeah, it looks like that they really have finally gotten to the point that they are a contender almost each and every week, and that's all you can ask for, is just a chance to win. Then it's up to the teams and the drivers to get the car set up well enough to go out and win.
Dale Jarrett had been behind the wall, but he's back on track now after repairs. We saw the left front hub and bearing damage earlier. DJ, 41st place, 52 laps down. Not going to be a good day for him. In fact, his win here in February is about the only highlight of his season so far. We talked with Dale about the struggle that's been 2003 earlier this weekend.
The hardest part has been on days that we have performed in a reasonable manner. The finishes don't show that. And then we've had so many bad days that you put all of that together, it looks like everything was just horrible. But we have made gains, and don't give up on it.
I talked with Eddie DeHaan, who's been newly hired as the general manager of Robert Gates Racing. He said, aggressive, aggressive, aggressive is the program for that team this winter. They've got big plans for their research and development. He said you will see these 2 cars perform much better in 2004.
And Matt Kenseth continues to go toward the front. He is just right behind Michael Waltrip. Last time I thought he was going to get him down the front stretch. He's currently up in the 10th position. And
Mark missed his pit stop.
Ooh, that's going to cost him.
Man.
Yeah, stopping to back up on a green flag pit stop. I believe Mark was running 14th at the time of his pit stop.
Jeff Gordon on the pit road. Ricky Craven.
Monkey see, monkey do now.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be hitting it.
Well, it's about that time, though. 156 was the last time they pitted.
I know, but it's as soon as the first guy hits it, it seems like everybody comes after him. Matt.
Jeff Gordon did make up a little bit of game after being blocked in that last lap. Made up 7 spots, but the car is tight in the middle. Steve Letard, the car chief, told me they're going to make a chassis adjustment. You did see the wrench in the back window, Dave.
32 car still very tight. They are going to go to the chassis adjustment this time. It'll be up on the track bar, trying to make that car a little bit freer through the corners for Ricky Craven.
Remember the last time all these guys stopped, and what, 2 or 3 laps later, out came the caution flag.
Yeah, this is, they need to let this circle through, so to speak. All these cars have to pit, or these guys that are pitting right now are going to get put a lap or 2 down.
Man, look at the windshield on Michael Waltrip. Well, that's a terrible view to have. They'll try and help him here with that, Bill.
Michael Waltrip was too tight, freed him up, now too loose, so it's air pressure adjustments for the 15 car. We're sliding backwards through the field, 4 tires of fuel max.
A round of wedge for Jeff Burton. His car was really, really loose, and he emphasized the loose part. They were talking about pulling the spring rubber. Nothing on the ground, Marty.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. said, I can barely hang on to it. Feels like the left front's going to give up on me. He said, can you hang on to it for 15 more laps? Absolutely, I can do that. Car not as good this time, a little bit looser. They make an air pressure adjustment on Dale Jr.'s car, Dave.
4 tires for Ward Burton. Wedge in the left rear. That should help Ward's car. Remember, it was bottoming out, had no grip. Ward was told to just hang on till he could come into the pits. This is the time he gets fresh tires. He'll feel like a hero for the few laps after this.
Looks like that right front tire was on fire, so much smoke. Meanwhile, Bill, 20 coming to you.
Yeah, Tony Stewart still trying to get that car to work. Chassis adjustment because it simply will not turn. It's tight in and will not turn in the center. So they make a chassis adjustment, give him 4 tires of fuel.
Did Kenseth, is he
missed his pit stall.
And Mark looks like has an engine problem. Caution flag is out.
Kenseth was coming onto pit road. The caution came out. He ducked back onto the racetrack.
That was a good move.
But my question is, was he inside that line when the commitment line?
And remember, that was a rule NASCAR instituted a few, about a month ago.
Yeah, that's my only concern. But Mark Martin, heavy smoke. Hopefully he made it.
There's the line we're talking about, BP.
Yes, right here. This is the commitment line. Normally, one of these cones sits over here on this corner, but since it's so close to the racetrack, they felt like the drivers would hit that, so it's moved over.
But you got to be inside that line when you come to pit road. And once you cross that line, you have to pit.
Let's watch Kenseth as he makes his entrance on the pit road and see.
Soft turn 4. Brakes, 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 brakes.
Oh, yeah.
He straddled the line, so I don't know.
The call was just made. 17 went through the commitment line. He had to pit there, so he'll restart tail end of the longest line.
That's better than losing a lap, though.
Absolutely.
Good move by his part. Great move.
Absolutely. That's staying on your toes right there.
Yellow, yellow.
And all those guys that pitted under green,
Lap down.
we are now showing 6 cars on the lead lap.
And Matt Kenseth is one of those guys because he went back on the racetrack.
Now, there'll be a bunch of guys that won't pit, and they'll restart tail end of the lead lap.
And the leader's got a lot of traffic ahead of him.
Yeah, but Bill Elliott, Jeremy Mayfield, Jimmy Johnson, Ryan Newman, Ken Schrader, and Matt Kenseth are the only guys on the lead lap at this point before the pit stops.
And Schrader, nice
Tony
move.
Raines will be on the lead lap when it's over because he's the lucky dog.
Yep. Okay, pit road's open.
Well, we talked about that. You needed to circle through, but
Didn't quite make it. Uh-oh, got a little problem there. That wrench is not supposed to be there.
That would be leaving the box with equipment. Okay, Matt.
The 2003 World Pit Crew Champions going to work on Bill Elliott's Dodge. Mike Ford will make a slight air pressure adjustment to help make that race car a little less tight, Bill.
Jeremy Mayfield's going to get 4 tires, fuel, add some wedge, and an air pressure adjustment to help the handle of the car at the beginnings of the run. As for Matt Kenseth, he's on pit road, wanted an air pressure adjustment in all of his tires, a half a pound except the right rear to try and help the handle. They start on the right side of that car, swing around to the left. They'll start at the tail end of the longest line for violation of the commitment line coming onto pit road. So a lot of action down here.
Well, what's the commercial say? This changes everything. This changes everything. Now, here's the one that's going to be really interesting to see. Who of the cars that had just pitted under the green don't come in now when the lap cars could enter pit road?
All cars that have been on the racetrack for more than 5 laps will be on the pit road.
Michael Waltrip's going to stay out. Jeff Gordon, Ward Burton, Jeff Burton, Rusty Wallace, Robbie Gordon, Sterling Marlin, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Bobby Labonte, Tony Stewart. Those are guys staying out, and they're going to end up tail end of the lead lap when this thing restarts. These are guys who have chosen the fresh tires over the tail end of the lead lap. This Robbie Reiser arguing the commitment line call with the NASCAR official assigned to his pit.
Attaboy, Robbie.
Can't give it to him. But, you know, that line is pretty far back, that commitment line, compared to, you know, what it used to be.
And the cone isn't there this week. I think that kind of is the confusion thing. It's not there.
But if the cone was there, he would have run it square over.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, exactly. He was inside the cone had it been there.
As they run.
Look at that. 16.
Yeah, as they run, it will be a big day for people wearing yellow and black. Still got 148 laps to go. And as we've seen in this race, there's a lot can happen. Those people will be happy. They're wearing yellow and black.
Must be cold in Wisconsin. I see they all got sweatshirts on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's 17 sweatshirts. I see.
148 laps to go on potentially a championship day at the Rock.
248 laps completed here at the North Carolina Speedway. We are under caution, and teams have been on and off of pit road. Matt Kenseth started to come to pit road, then realized the caution was going to be out, so stayed out, but did violate the commitment line, so he should have to go to the tail end of the longest line. There's Matt coming in, going across that line, then opting to stay back out on the track. Did a nice job keeping the car under control. This was the conversation a few moments ago between Matt and crew chief Robbie Reiser.
Deal on pit road, Robbie. I was past that line. It's going to be hard to argue that when you see my burnout marks leaving there. But it's supposed to be if you're inside that cone, and they got the cones on the wrong side of pit road, so it's hard to tell where that line is. I didn't think I was past it, but when I drive by it now, you know, I might have been past the car length, but there's no cones, and it's still part of the racetrack. They got the line so far back. You know what I mean?
Matt was looking for a cone on driver's right. You see those two cones on the right side of the screen. In past weeks, there's been a cone on the right side. That's not there basically because, well, certainly one of these guys would hit it and put it in the middle of the track. So he'll have to back up to go forward. Currently 6th, racing for a championship. More excitement from the Rock on TNT coming up.